Hey again. Hey, changed locations in my house again. But I just wanted to come and talk about when you make a choice, choose wisely because that choice, it's final. A, a lot of people might do this back and forth, but this tug of war, that's toxic love. So when you get to a point where you're tired of the toxicity, right? You say, I don't want that anymore. That's where the choice you make is final. And a lot of people are not used to dealing with people that don't entertain toxicity. You get tired of it. It's suffocating. It's overwhelming. It's destructive for you on a personal level. So, like I said, when you're making a choice, sit down, reflect, meditate, pray about it. Wait for the answers to come. Look for the signs and synchronicities that are leading you towards a divine path for you to grow as a person. Because you can keep making choices, running back and forth to the same thing that's outdated, to the same thing that's broken and hurt you, right? And the hardest part for a lot of people is the fear. The fear of what will become of me. What a famous line I can think of is, but Rhett, what will I do? Frankly, Scarlett, I don't give a damn. And that's Gone with the Wind, if anybody knows that. But that's what it comes down to. When you get to a point in your own personal healing, your path, your growth, to where people are still kind of like creeping in that you don't want to deal with, eventually you look at them and go, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Because you realize that being alone is so much more beneficial than to be with people that no longer serve a purpose in your life. And it's hard to cut these people out. You don't want to feel like you're abandoning them, but the whole point of the matter is they were never there, and when they were never there, what can you be abandoning? Oh, people are finally waking up in my house. Are you coming to say hi? My happy little girl. I know. Sorry, she just came out for the day. She hates storms and she doesn't come out, and she made it through the storm. Look, she's a perfect example of making it through the storm and knowing that it's going to be okay. Huh, Maze? Huh, Maisie May? My Mazers. Okay. So, hold on one second. I know, you gotta go potty. There you go, baby. Sorry. And here comes my son right behind her. But whole point in my daughter, my bad. But whole point in all of this is don't let fear hold you back. Don't let the choices that can benefit your spiritual growth, your soul, everything, tell you that you're not going to be able to do it on your own. Because yes, it's a battle. Life is a battle. Until we can get out of our heads. When we can get out of our heads, then we can begin to see ourselves grow, stand up taller, have more courage, more faith, trust that everything will come into an alignment for you, right? Because like I said initially, the choices that you make are final. And that goes more towards karmic relationships. Those relationships that destroyed you on some sort of level, that you saw yourself with this person forever, right? You built dreams. You started kind of creating goals together. Or you just sat complacently together and you were comfortably numb together. But when you start seeing those are things you don't want anymore, this is when it becomes a obvious karmic relationship for you. So when you get to the point of you want to close that chapter on toxicity, you no longer want a karmic partner, make sure when you make that choice that you do it for yourself, that you do it in a way that's going to allow you to hold your head up, to know that you're going to be fine, to understand that everything is working out for you exactly the way that it should. And that's one affirmation that I've had to repeat to myself over and over. I think it comes from Abraham Hicks. Everything is working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Even when things are not working out for me, things are working out for me. And it seems like a big hoopla, just circles and circles of something that doesn't necessarily make sense. But when you get into that energetic field, it makes total sense. That things that don't work out weren't meant to work out for your own protection, for your own growth, for your own chance to get to evolve to a higher state of being, right? So I want to remind you that life is going to change. Your choices are going to affect the outcome of your life. And every second you are alive, every breath that you take, every action that you are choosing, there's a choice. How do you want that choice to manifest in your life? Do you want to see yourself sitting complacent? Do you want to see yourself okay with not moving in the aspect of going towards a goal and building a dream, having a better life for yourself? Do you want to remain in the illusion? Or do you want to finally step up and go, you know what? I see you, fear. I'm looking you dead in the eyes, and you're not stopping me. Because then eventually all you have to go is, oh, wow, the illusion disappeared. But it's on you to make that choice. You can stay in relationships that challenge your intellect in a non-healthy manner, that make you question your own sanity, that don't bring you any joy whatsoever. And a lot of people make these choices based off of like financial gain, clout, status, how the world's going to see them. And they make these decisions based off of factors that don't matter at all. Because when it's all said and done, when judgment day comes, right? When your heart is weighed compared to a feather, if you have lived a life that is full of faulty foundations, lies, empty promises, evil works, bad thoughts, judgment, mocking, making fun of people, if you've lived that life, your heart is basically a stone. That's not something you can come back from. That's something you work to change now. And that goes back to the choices, right? The choices that you're making. Are you okay being in karmic, false relationships that serve whatever addiction you have, desires that aren't healthy, whatever it is that's keeping you in a low vibing state? You have to choose to remove yourself from those situations, because those situations are not going to remove themselves from you. That's the thing about toxic people. They don't want to let go. Why? Because at some point you have let them feel empowered. You have given them your power. And this is for men and women. Everyone has been abused in this world. Everyone. Everything on this planet has felt some form of trauma or abuse. The only question is, how do you present your pain and trauma to the world? Do you let it seep out of you as hurt, pain, fear, agony, picking at others, trying to be destructive towards them gaining clarity in their life? Do you try to stop somebody who's moving forward in a positive manner? Or do you show up and keep spreading love because you know ultimately that is the cure for the illness of hate and pain? You have to ask yourself, who are you? What choices are you making? Are you benefiting the world, or are you hurting it? Are you benefiting yourself, or are you hurting you? Are you building you up, or are you tearing you down? You can only answer this. And the one thing you have to do when you're answering these questions is to be open and honest with yourself. And that's the hard part for a lot of toxic people. They know who they are. They're not going to admit it. because it's easier to blame everyone else in the world for your choices. It's easier to blame everyone else and say, well, they hurt me, so, I'm like this because of that. And I'll tell you, towards that, fuck off with that nonsense. That is the dumbest reasoning for staying miserable and toxic. You have the ability to heal just like everyone else. You have the ability to help others feel love, just like myself or any other healer on this planet. We choose to keep ourselves in a proper alignment. We choose to do the spiritual work. And yes, it's not always easy. It doesn't always seem rewarding, but a true healer doesn't do it for a reward. We do it so we can see that the world is becoming a better place for our children, for everything else that has to live in the process after us. We shouldn't all be suffering right now. We should be at a point where we're thriving and growing, especially with all of the technology that we have at our fingertips. Because at this point, our ancestors were way more prosperous and they did everything by their hands. So considering we have machinery and other things that can help us move forward, it's kind of asinine that we're at a point where we're backsliding and we're digressing mentally, emotionally, and even physically at this point. So, short little message, and hopefully that helped somebody with something. Everything I do and say, I'm hoping somebody gets at least a morsel that will help you go, it is my choice, because it is your choice. So I'm gonna leave it at that for now, and peace, love, and light. Catch up with you later. Bye-bye.